Get hype.
What's good, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of the Sportsload. I'm one of your hosts, Jah, and that's my brother over there on the other side, Mr. GPS himself, Garrett Paul Smith. What is going on there, brother Garrett?
Not much. Another week of no football.
Yeah, it's coming. It's been a weird week because the All-Star break happened. It's not really baseball is entering spring training, and hockey had a big weekend. But I'm not a hockey buff. Yeah, that was fun. I actually was tuning into some of those, not watching the game, but the highlights of those games. Shout out to the Rangers, man. Came back from like 5
and
down.
then the Jersey Devils dressed up as Rocky, which is pretty funny.
Yeah,
it was very Jersey-like.
Yeah, Jersey versus Philly. That was a good one. There was some good games. That was actually an interesting premise, like to have it like that outdoors in MetLife Stadium. They've been doing that, like flirting with that. See, I like what hockey's doing, even though I'm not a fan. It's not going to draw me at all. But it's like they're taking chances, and it's cool. Like baseball does it too. They have to feel the dream stuff. You know, the stuff they do for Jackie Robinson.
Yeah,
and yeah, they make.
They do it in like out. They do it everywhere, I think, in many different places. And they do it in Boston and Philly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
anywhere
cool.
It's cold. Anywhere it's cold, they could do it.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Just have one in Antarctica. Fuck it, let's go. Let's get real wild. Let's go to the north. Let's go North Pole on around the holidays. Why not?
Just stick to Canada. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but yeah, so let's get to it. Did you see the All-Star game yesterday?
Yeah, I saw parts of it. I saw Dame's 3-point shot from half court. It was wild.
Yeah, I tuned in from the first quarter and I left. It's just not interesting to me at all anymore. Like it's not. To me, it's just like the players don't care. Like if you see the body language of Luka and Jokic. And Jokic clearly said like he doesn't want to be there. Like he doesn't. It's not important to him. You know what I mean, so like, and it's sad because he is a great player. You know, he treats the NBA like it's a job, which I respect. You know what I mean? But the issue is like he's getting in the way for other players that might want to be there. You know, but then when you tune into the game, nobody gives a shit. Like Dame is taking half court shots.
You know what I mean? Just wild.
They're taking like even half like a full court heaves and shit. Like. And then the way that I saw the highlight of the end of the game where after Dame won his MVP, Adam Silver pretty much just high and by to everybody. It was a quick exit for him. And my question is now leading up, like, how do they make it interesting for players to care?
Yeah, they need they need something at the end of it to make them want
it. There's talks like like how baseball did it. I didn't like it, but baseball did the All-Star. Whoever wins the All-Star game gets home field advantage.
Yeah, I was thinking something like that. That's probably the best way to go.
Yeah, but I don't know how they'll implement it in baseball because it's a 7-game series. So like I don't know how that works out.
The side that wins gets like the
game 1,
the game 7 at home, I guess.
At home,
potentially.
Yeah, I mean that's
great.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great, but I mean it is one thing. And then the issue that what they're talking about now on a lot of these morning shows were paying these guys. Like making it incentive. I'm like, but these guys are
that's probably not a great thing.
No, I wasn't too good about the in-season tournament. I warmed up to it, but again, like it didn't make me want to tune in anymore. Like I don't think basketball is dying for ratings. I think they're literally the number 2 sport. Like nobody's catching.
So that means the winner of, if we do the seed thing, that means the winner would get the first 2 games at home and game 5 and 7 at home. So.
It'll make them want. I mean, but then how do you incentivize being the number 1 seed?
Yeah, that's what they do now. Is it's kind of don't need to mess with it because it doesn't really. It wouldn't really help.
For the in-season tournament, I was thinking, and we spoke about this a while ago, that I think we should, if we want to incentivize, if you want the guys to care, about those in-season games, that they should
give them like a playoff seed.
Give them a playoff seed, automatic playoff seed. Yeah. So I don't know. It's very interesting to see what they'll do. I don't think you can really hype it. I think what they need to fix is the dunk contest. They need to incentivize.
Yeah, they need to get the stars in there. Get us LeBron.
No, not even LeBron. Put Zion in there.
Yeah, put Zion. And
the fact that LeBron and Zion never had a dunk contest is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah, and Ja Morant. I mean, if he wasn't hurt or shooting guns, like put him in there too.
Exactly, you're right. I think he would have definitely been a perfect fit for the All-Star game. For the dunk contest. Yeah, but yeah, it's been It's wow. I think you should pay them for dunk contests for sure. I think that's what you need to do. Incentivize
I think
players
they
to want
do
to be.
pay him, right? They pay him like 100,000 or whatever.
Do they?
Thought so.
Dude, if they did, and nobody shows up because dude, the winner was a friggin' G leaguer, bro.
I mean, $100,000.
For him is great. For that guy is great. But
yeah, $105,000 for first
dog.
place.
Really?
Yeah, $55,000 for second and $20,000 for third. So
that's so then why? So then why no NBA players jump on it? Pause.
All right, because that's not enough money, bro. My contract's worth $5 million. What's fucking 105? I don't care what that shit's. Pocket change.
It is.
I mean, and if you're LeBron, that shit's like a nickel. You're like, oh, 100,000. I'll poop that out later, bro.
Yeah, I give that to the kids for candy to buy candy with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like, you know what? Yeah, he's like, I have a few cars worth that. I could,
unbelievable. Yeah, they got. Well, then was it 500,000 for the end season tournament? That's what it was getting, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know, man. Like, what would it take for a cool $1 million?
Probably, yeah.
Damn, that's.
Yeah, 500,000 for each player on the winning team, 200,000 for runners up. That's actually a decent amount.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's wild. It's really, really. I don't get it. Like, I think they should find a
just
way to
be like the NFL and just do away with the game. Like, just do a skills contest and call it a day.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Honestly, it's like the Pro Bowl now. It's kind of like it's just
that's what I was thinking. Like, might as well make it a Pro Bowl game. Make it a skills thing,
and just move it to after the season. Don't even bother with in the season because that way everyone can participate.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I don't know if I agree with the end season stuff, but like they have to do something in the middle of the season. Every sport has, well, except for football, they do the end stuff, but usually the middle, like most NFL,
like baseball,
most sports teams have a middle.
NHL do it, yeah,
and they need a week to at least make trades or whatever for the trade deadlines. So I get why having it in the middle, but I'm not opposed to it happening. As long as they have to make it watchable. The All-Star game was not watchable at all last night. Like, guys didn't care, and the thing is too, like, there's guys who should be in there that probably would play their ass off, or just experience it with that deserving of it than guys who's automatically in. It's like if Jokic and Doncic don't want to be there, they don't have to be. You know what I mean? There's certain players that just need some time off. So like, I don't know. Like, nobody really looked like they wanted to be there. Except for like Halliburton and Dame. But Halliburton, he's playing for the home for Indiana, so it makes sense. And he had a great game. He was fun to watch. He kept me in tune because I thought he was gonna win the MVP. But then, like, I started seeing like guys just like talking while the game is going on opposite teams.
They're just like, well, we don't care. We're just gonna...
Dude, I saw Trae Young and Doncic like just talking while the game is going on. Like, and they're both on the court. Like, they're just like, so how's breakfast, bro? I was like, chill, real cool, real chill, bro. Thanks. Like, how's the wife and kid? Oh shit, the ball. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild.
And they
man.
clearly don't play any defense in the game.
No, dude, they dropped 200 points. The East did 211, I think.
That's
they
wild.
almost dropped 400 compared. There was only, I think, 2 fouls the whole game.
That means there's no defense going on there.
No. Dude, the rookie, the Stars game, like, which pretty much is like the rookies and the sophomores, their game were always fun to watch. Their game, because they
actually try hard.
Right. And then, the things too, like, you're not familiar with all the rookies or all the sophomores again. Like, so it'll be like, dude, this guy, there'll be some standouts. Yeah. So I think they need, like, the All-Star game is pretty much lackluster. They need to, other than the 3-point, the 3-point game, the 3-point shootout. Even what they did with Steph and the chick from the WNBA, Ionescu, she that was fun to watch because it was like a battle. And I think they could expand on that. Like, next year, Steph goes again, he put his title on the line against somebody
like
else,
12-year-olds or something.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, that was fun with the LED courts. It was beautiful. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, the LED court was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah,
I kind of dig that. They should install those everywhere. I like that.
Yeah, make it a whole thing. Like, the skills challenge is always fun. I think what they can do, you know what they should, just to spice it up for the All-Star game, maybe do like a mashup of WNBA players and on NBA players. You know what I mean? Make a whole
women
mashup
always
of it.
wanted equal rights, so here you go.
Yeah, like I think it'll make it fun. But then what would you do with a WNBA All-Star game? Would you do the same thing? Like, I don't know.
I guess you have to, right?
Yeah, but they need asses on the seats too in the WNBA games, because although the ratings are going up now, it's still like, you know, like nobody's rushing to the seats to go see the WNBA game. But again, in New York, where it's a big market, WNBA is very popular, and we actually have a great team. We went to the finals this year. You know what I mean? So like it can be done. You just gotta do it right. That's the
figure out
thing.
a good solution for it. I'm thinking they just get rid of the game itself and just do like maybe a scrimmage versus WNBA, and then do the skills and 3-point and dunk.
I wanted to say go against them. I think they'll just mix up the team.
Yeah, just like have some WNBA mixed in.
Yeah, it'll be
maybe mostly WNBA. That way, it's like just, you know, imagine LeBron James and Kevin Durant, and then a bunch of WNBA players. I'll watch. It'll be interesting.
2 quarters, and then once it's a blowout, I'm like, all right, it's time to go. But yeah, but looking for there's a lot of parity going into the second half of the season now. Like the Knicks are good.
Saw the Knicks on a 4-game losing streak though.
Yeah, the injury. That's all injuries, man. Like Brunson is the only one that's been healthy. It's just the starting 5 minus the starting 4 are out. OG Anunoby's out. Randall's out with a shoulder thing. I don't. Their shoulder thing is very. I'm not worried about OG stuff. Elbow. It's just bone spurs. That could be. You know, he'll be out another week or 2. But Randall, it was a shoulder thing, man. It could be anything. It's like a hamstring. Like you really gotta rest it, and then who's to say he won't get hurt again? Time. Yeah, and
Cavaliers are killing it. Holy crap!
Yeah, they went
9-1 in the last 10.
Yeah, they're killing it. And Milwaukee has been struggling since they got a new coach. And maybe, it's not good. The problem with them is the fact they don't play defense.
Yeah, I mean they never did though, right? Like
no, because you got rid of the guys that you got rid of for Dame play defense. Yikes. Like Dame, when you got rid of Drew Holiday, he played defense. He was a defensive guy. He's in Boston, killing it right now on the defensive side. So like I don't know what. They can't do nothing now because the trade deadline is over. They didn't really make any moves. It's pretty much Doc Rivers got to coach him, and Doc, as much as I like him, he always finds a way to like not when they'll make the playoff and then choke. Like Doc Rivers, as good as he is in the season, when it comes to what's his playoff record? Not great.
Actually, I don't know.
It's not great, dude. Like he won 1 championship with Boston. He had Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen.
Yeah, he had a super team. That was like the first super team, right? Like that was.
Yeah, the first super. But then nobody was complaining about it because these guys were already past their prime. They were still there. They were at their pretty much peaking. You know what I mean?
Actually, he does have a winning record in the playoffs, 111-104. But
it's not great. You know what I mean?
516 win percentage. He has 1 NBA title and 2 NBA final title appearances.
I don't know, man. He'll get you to the playoffs, but he might not win it for you.
He needs a super team, which I don't know. Do the Bucks qualify as that?
I mean, on paper, you would think so.
On paper, they have Giannis, they have Dame,
and you have Middleton.
I guess
but before Dame got there, it was pretty much Middleton and Giannis.
I don't know if that qualifies as a super team. You need like 3, you know.
Well, when Middleton was he got injured pretty bad. I think he blew out his knee a couple years ago, similar to what Klay Thompson is going through. But he was one of the elite shooters of the game. Now he's starting to, it's not the same. He don't have the same.
Yeah, and he's not like a household name. If you say Middleton, you're not going to be like, I know where that guy plays. Yeah.
No. I don't even know Giannis because it's Giannis. He's so good, and Dame is Dame. But I don't know. It's
like I think they're missing one player that's like for their super team.
Oh shit. Garrett, can I pause this? This is actually the job calling.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm ready. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what Dame is like. As great as Dame is, he's not a great defender. But you're gonna sacrifice that. I would rather still have him on the team because when it's that big shot moment, he shows up. He thrives. Yeah, he thrives under that. He thrives. He really does thrive, and you gotta respect. He's Mr. Clutch. Him, Steph, LeBron, like that's where you're making money. You know what I mean? You know that's where you're making your money.
Speaking of Steph, Warriors are in the 10th seed.
Yeah, but they're up Clay. So they put Clay to the bench, right? And what they ended up, he dropped 35 his first day off the bench. So,
nice. All right.
So maybe that's something to build on. I think what's the record? I mean, we're leading
27 and 26.
But they're in 10th place, you said, right?
Yeah, they're in 10th, the last seed.
I get all they got to do is put it together at the right time. They got to get hot. But I'm not, as much as I am a Golden State fan, I'm also a realist as a Knicks fan as well. That team looks old. Yeah. Steph looks great. Steph looked MVP. He still looked like an MVP here.
He's still doing his thing.
He's still doing his thing. But Draymond looks old. Clay looks old. But again, that knee, that people and his Achilles. Remember, that finals against Toronto, he blew out his knee and his Achilles. And coming back from that, it's not easy. And then now that you're kind of back, you still lose a step.
Yeah, I mean, it still takes like a year to get your full speed back.
Yeah, and he's never going to get that because with that, his age. So the thing is, Steph will have a longer career, obviously, he's a shooter, and he doesn't really rely on his defense. He's not a defensive guy.
Yeah, he doesn't play defense.
Right. So people will say, like, well, Clay is the same thing. But here's the thing. Clay is he's a way better defender, before his injury. Clay would be the shoot. He'll shoot, but also you put him on your best guy, on the opposite team best guy. So he'll guard like a LeBron or he'll guard a KD. So that takes a toll on you, especially on your legs. And then you have to come back on offense and then become a shooter. It's tough on that. Steph doesn't have to do it. Steph is just a shooter. Steph can literally play as long as LeBron. See, LeBron is a more aggressive player, a slasher. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's, as he gets older, he's becoming a better shooter. But Steph always relied on his shooting. So that's why I think Steph will have a longer career. I just want him to waste it on a team that's not on his level.
That's not good. Know
what I mean? Yeah, and Draymond is not. He's old, but he's not an offensive guy. But things that he's an enforcer, and these things take a toll on your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, always trying to beat people up.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Again, if Draymond was on the Knicks in the '90s, he would be one of the best players on that team.
It'd be great.
Yeah, like that's what you need. But nowadays, He can't play like that, and I think something's definitely off with him mentally, bro. Like,
yeah, he has some CTE problems, like Antonio Brown.
Yeah, he's bugging out.
Chris Paul ain't doing shit.
Yeah, but he's injured. He's out. I think he's been out for the majority of the season.
Yeah, he only has 11 games started.
Yeah, and
32 games played.
Wonder what injury he had. I forgot. Was it a back thing? I don't know what's going on with Chris, but he had
hand surgery. That would make sense.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's been pretty quiet.
Yeah. Can you give me the Western standings right now? Because it's really close, right? I think everything is down to like 2 games. I think.
Yeah, I think so. It was all right. So it's
Minnesota,
Thunder, 1.5 games behind. Clippers, 2 games behind. Nuggets, 3 games behind. Suns, 6 games behind. Pelicans and Suns are tied.
Oh,
then the Mavericks are 1 game behind them. Then the Kings are a half game behind the Mavericks.
Wow.
Then the Lakers are 2 games behind. Wow. And then the Warriors are like a couple games behind the Lakers.
The play-in is the Lakers, Warriors, and Pelicans. I mean, Kings.
Mavericks, Kings, Lakers, Warriors. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm surprised by the Kings, man. Like, I really expect them to be a top 3 team.
Yeah, they're struggling a bit. 5-5 in the last 10.
Yeah, that's not good. Because they were a top 3 team going in like early in the season, and then they just fell off.
They kind of faded.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis not in the All-Star game is really weird to me. But
weirdly, they're worse at home than they are away.
Get out of here!
Oh no, never mind.
Oh,
I read it wrong.
Oh, okay.
I thought it said 15 and 19. I was like, wait, how are they? No way.
Here's the thing. They have to have what's the record at home?
15 and 9, actually.
Okay, it's not bad.
16
it's not
and
great.
14 away, so they're not too bad.
Okay, yeah, because the thing is though, they just need to be at 500 on the road.
Yeah, they're okay.
Yeah, they just happen to be in the West. That's the problem. So Minnesota, I think it's gonna be interesting to see where they go because they're the surprise of the league right now. Obviously, nobody had them especially not number one.
I think it's their defense, to be honest, because they have the least opponent's points per game of the league, anybody.
Yeah, and I think they're starting to figure it out. And again, it's going to be hard to maintain this level, right? It's very hard to stay on top. Pause.
Yeah, it will be.
If you pretty much have Gobert, and everybody else minus Cat and Anthony Edwards playing defense. It's the 3-and-D guys, you know what I mean? And then you have the Anthony Edwards and Cat as your 1 and 2 punch as far as your offensive workload is coming from. You know what I mean? And I think Anthony Edwards, the fact that he's in Minnesota, people need to pay attention. I know he's in Minnesota, but this guy has superstar. The league, if LeBron, Steph, and everybody, KD, all these guys retired today, the NBA will be in good hands because you got guys like Anthony Edwards. He is that good to me. And the fact that nobody's again, he's in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's why. No one cares about Minnesota.
Him and the kid SGA from OKC, Shane Alexander. These guys are great. These guys are on the verge. They're going to be superstars soon. They're on that verge. The only problem is that they're playing in these markets, and that sucks. Wow. If you put them in New York or LA or Chicago, even Miami, even Dallas, people will be screaming for them to be MVP, and they'll be in the MVP conversation. I know SGA is for sure.
He's already in the conversation. I don't know if Edwards is.
No, but Edwards is.
He might be honorable mention.
Dude, he is so good, man. I don't want to say it because I'm a Kobe fan, but this guy reek of Kobeism to me. You know what I mean? All that Black Mamba mentality. He's that good. That's his ceiling to me. It's that good. SGA, he's gonna be great. The thing is though, is longevity with him because he's also one of those slashing kind of guys. Now, he's injury prone. He does get injured, but he is that good though. He's really good. So those two teams, the only issue I'm gonna have is
he's 8th in MVP ranking right now.
Who, Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think SGA is top 3.
He's top 2.
See?
He's second behind Jokic.
Yeah, see?
Jalen Brunson, number 3, baby. Let's go.
Let's fucking go. But see, even Jalen Brunson, these are things. See, the things, though, I don't want to, it's wearing off a little bit, but I'm talking about the Knicks with Jalen Brunson. New York always been great. And look, yes, we had Carmelo years, and we had 2 good years with Carmelo. Fine, whatever. But the Knicks at their best is when they have a superstar point guard. That's how New York is judged by. You have a great point guard. Doesn't have to be a shooter, be the number 1 offensive guy, but the guy that makes everybody better. That's when you judge a New York point guard. That's how you judge New York as far as how good they could be. It's when they have that point guard. I mean, and he's a relic of the 90s Knicks game, the 90s Knicks team when they had not a great point, they had a good point guard, but made everybody better. I mean, he does the little things. The fact now that people are watching him and being the fact his contract is so player friendly now. I mean, Jalen Brunson overachieved, man. He's such a good guy. I underestimated him 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Didn't see this coming.
No. But as far as the West goes, especially with the top 2 teams, can they maintain it? Because I'm not worried about the Nuggets. The Nuggets are championship. They're champions. They know what to do. They could be 1 to 5 and they'll figure it out. I'm not worried about them. You know what I mean? But especially with the top 2 teams, the Clippers, I worry about them. I don't give a shit. The Clippers have the best record in the league. I'll tell you this right now. The Clippers go undefeated throughout the rest of the season. They're going to lose in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're not. They don't seem like they're a good playoff team.
I believe it when I see it.
Kind of proved that last year, though, didn't they?
Yeah. And they got injured all at the wrong time. Fucking Kawhi hurt his knee against Philly, and against Phoenix.
Speaking of him, he's 7th in the race, so for MVP.
Well, he's been healthy for the most of the year, which is weird.
Which is wild because he's never healthy.
And Harden is playing great. Russell, they got a good cohesion going.
They finally clicked. Actually, we thought. Right. Remember when Harden first came there and they went 0-7 or whatever.
Yeah, he was. But then it takes time.
And then they finally started clicking now. Now they're.
But the issue is playoffs, and I'm not worried about them in the season. Again, like I said, they'll be there. But who's gonna can they maintain it? Can they stay healthy? One, can they? Who gets the big? Question now: who gets the big shot? Like if who's gonna be the game winner? Who's gonna get the game winning shot? Like to me, I'll give it to Kawhi. Kawhi is Mr.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but you with a team with Paul George and especially James Harden, who is a chuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't. And then Russell Wilson. I keep saying it. Russell Westbrook does like Russell Westbrook shit and want to take over the game, and he'll do so. Like he'll play like a great overall game, but then he'll give you that one play that makes you want to just
that one turnover.
Yeah, that one like unnecessary shot.
Yeah,
that's the problem with him. But I'm not. I don't care about the Clippers. I get it. It's playoff for them. Let me see. Show me what you got in the playoffs. Again, I'm not worried. Who's so I got Minnesota, OKC, Denver, Clippers, and who's the fifth seed?
Suns.
The Sun. Well,
Suns and then Pelicans.
The Suns with me is they just gotta. Their bench. How deep is their? Can they get? Are they deep enough? Pause for them to put them over the hump. You know what I mean? And can they stay healthy for the rest of the season? You know what I mean? Like that's the issue I have with the Suns. They're not young. You know what I mean? They got a bunch of superstars, but they can't. Like how many games have they played together? All of them. Not a lot.
Game started, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not.
I missed some time, that's for sure.
Yeah, Beal especially.
Yeah, he's only had 30 games started.
That's terrible.
Durant's 48, Booker 45.
Yeah,
Allen 49. Nurk
it's
52.
My issue with them, is can they come together in the playoff, and can they have some bench guys to actually fulfill the spots where Booker needs a break or KD needs a break or Beal needs a break. I don't know if I could trust that. Like they might have to play every minute of every game. It's
gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough.
It's not a good way to win.
No, you need to have a deep team. Pause. Like you can't win like that. But stranger things has happened. Maybe they'll just strike gold. You never know. As far as the East now, who are the top 5 teams?
So it's Celtics, Cavaliers, Bucks, Knicks, Sixers.
Okay. Now the Sixers are going to free falling. So that
they're gonna fall to the bottom eventually.
Yeah, if I'm Embiid, I'm not risking it, man. I'll just sit this rest of the year out and go to the Knicks next year. Yeah. I'm just fucking around.
Yeah, Pacers, number 6.
Pacers gonna move up for sure. I think the Pacers are actually. I thought they would be better than this, but I think they're gonna move up.
They're kind of meddling, 5-5 in the last 10.
Yeah. So being the fact that the Knicks are going through it right now, it's
they're bound to move ahead of the Knicks and Sixers at this point.
Right. So I think the Pacers should be top 5 for sure.
And then they got the Heat, Magic, Bulls, and Hawks.
The Bulls are still in this.
Yeah, somehow, and the Hawks are still in it too.
Jesus,
these teams are below 500, by the way.
Yeah, I think Chicago has like 23-28 record or some shit.
26 and 29.
No, see, terrible.
They're bad.
What's the Hawks record?
24 and 31.
Jesus Christ! And
the teams below that are even worse. Like they're not even close to that.
Jesus, that's terrible, bro. Well, I'm not out of the whole playing tournament team. Miami's the only one that's like, I'm not worried about Miami. And the issue with Miami is like just get it. It doesn't matter what position they're in. They're gonna be
just gonna
tough
win
to beat
in the playoffs.
Yeah, playoff Jimmy, bro. Playoff Jimmy.
Yeah,
that's all.
Jimmy Butler. That's all I gotta know about them.
That's it. Although this team does, again, I know they got Terry Rozier in the trade. I think he's a great fit for them. He'll take the load off of Jimmy. It's going to take them some time to get it together. I hope it's not too late, but they need to get it together quickly. As far as I'm not worried about Chicago. I'm not, and Atlanta. That's a one and done with me, unless somehow they just click for whatever reason.
But too good.
The play-in tournament is pretty much Miami's to lose. I think it's Miami's own. Top 5. The Celtics. I think they're going to ride the wave and stay at number 1. Number 2. I think the Cavs are they're gonna have to come down to earth eventually. I mean, it's just that's just normal. They're gonna go through the end of the season rut. It's gonna happen. The Knicks are going through it now. It's only a matter of time before they go through it. It's gonna be hard for them to maintain this level.
The Bucks might be on and off depending on their defense.
The defense. It depends on who they play and their defense. So they're up and down. They don't scare you. The Knicks, they just got to get healthy. That's going to be the issue with the Knicks, is healthy. The Sixers is, there's no Embiid, no chance. I don't care. Maxey will have to drop. He dropped 50 against Utah. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. All right, less than a minute left.
Oh shit. So looking forward to next this rest of the season. Keep looking into the thumbs, looking up to the Sportsload. Keep liking, keep subscribing. And keep showing love, everyone. I'm your host, Jah, and that's my boy, Mr. GPS. Thank you for tuning in.
Yep. Get hype.
Get hype, guys.